Hey everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts. I hope you've been having a great time since the last time I saw you. I am back from Fantastic Fest and I'm slowly recovering from the 8 days that were just packed with movies. And right now I'm going to talk about the first movie that they showed for opening night, and that is Machete Kills. Now, probably most of you have seen the first Machete. I, however, have not. So I can't really comment on comparing the two, but a lot of people that were at the festival who I was talking to, they said that they much prefer this one to the first Machete. And I didn't hear anyone say that they preferred the first one to this one. So that'll give you a general idea of what you might be going into. This movie is a lot of fun. It is very much mindless entertainment. If you go into this with great expectations of like the storyline, the plot, character development, things like that, you'll probably be really disappointed. But if you just accept this at face value for what it is, and that is just an entertaining, action-packed movie, then you'll have a lot of fun. This go round, Machete has been wronged. He is out for revenge, and he has been recruited by the President of the United States to hunt down and kill a major arms dealer in Mexico who is planning on blowing up quite a significant portion of the planet, along with the inhabitants of said portion of the planet. So, that sets the tone for this movie, because he goes over there, finds the man, and of course nothing goes according to plan, and he has to improvise. During this improvisation, he comes across a lot of people that seem to be friends but aren't, seem to be enemies but aren't. So like nothing is truly what it seems to be. But that doesn't stop him from fighting his way to his ultimate goal. This movie has a star-studded cast, namely Danny Trejo, Carlos Estevez, Amber Heard, Sofia Vergara, Damian Bichir. My personal favorite, that big, beautiful Chilean martial artist Marco Zuror is in this. He basically steals the show, in my opinion. Every single scene that man is in, you watch just him. It's just him. He's all that matters in the movie. But you also have Amber Heard in this. Did I ever say Amber Heard? Well, she's in this. She plays a pretty significant part. And you have Mel Gibson, along with many other people, such as Lady Gaga, Antonio Banderas, Cuba Gooding Jr. They just kind of throw everyone in there. The story is very light. It's very light. You don't have to think. Like I said before, it's mindless entertainment. One thing that really bothered one of my friends, and I think this was done on purpose, but I also see what my friend's point was, and that is there's a whole lot of CGI in this. But it isn't just the fact that it's loaded down with CGI as opposed to practical effects. It's that it's really cheap looking CGI. Like the CGI blood in this movie, it looks really, really bad. Like cheap bad. Like it would be like a film student's first project. Like that kind of level of cheapness, where it's like someone doesn't know what they're doing. And this movie had a huge budget, so they could definitely afford to have good CGI. So the fact that they went this cheap looking route, I don't know if it was on purpose or not. I think it was, because this whole movie is really just cartoony and over the top, and that kind of plays along with it. But none of the other things look really like cheap in it. Like the other things, you know, they're pretty dedicated to making things looking really high tech. And why they went the cheap route with the CGI blood, and there's a lot of it, that I don't know. And a lot of the effects look just really, yeah, they look bad. They look really bad. So that's one thing that's not very good about this movie. But it's action-packed. It's a lot of fun. You have like your nifty fight scenes in this. Marco Zaror, his fight scenes are awesome. He's awesome in this. He's just phenomenal. Then you also, of course, have to have like your cat fight. There's one with Amber Heard and Michelle Rodriguez in this. That was a big fan favorite. And you also have the very sexy Sofia Vergara playing a dominatrix who runs this brothel, and she hates men. And she goes out of her way to show how much she hates men. And along with the brothel, you also have Alexa Vega. I'm not really sure what her point was in the movie. It didn't really seem to go anywhere. There are just a lot of shots of her turning around with her hair flinging, and that's... she served no purpose in this movie. If they were to cut her out completely from this movie, nothing would be lost. So I don't know what her purpose was in this. But they make it seem like she has a significant role. Yeah, she doesn't. But she looks good. She looks really good in it. So she's eye candy, and that's pretty much where her spot begins and ends in this movie. This movie, you have a tie-in to the next movie, which is Machete in Space. And that is an actual astronaut uniform he is wearing. That suit that he has on, that's really what the astronauts wear. So that's pretty cool. Everyone loves space. Now, I'm trying to be very, very vague with the plot because I don't like giving away spoilers. So hopefully I didn't give away anything in this other than the general gist of the story. But like I said, mindless entertainment, a lot of fun. Do not think when going into this movie because it's full of plot holes. But it's a fun movie, so just enjoy it for what it is. I will see you all for my next review. There are many, and I'm going to try to keep these short because there are a whole lot of movies to cover. There are like 60 movies to cover. So I'm going to try to keep them much, much shorter. And I will see you next time. Until then, goodbye.